Headed into their Week 1 matchup, the San Francisco 49ers are set to face off against the Seattle Seahawks. So in this video, I want to dive a little bit more deeply into the matchup that will see Sam Darnold make his Seahawks debut and Robert Saleh reunite with Kyle Shanahan for his second stint as the 49ers defensive coordinator. To do this, in this video, we'll examine 5 key strategies for the San Francisco 49ers to defeat the Seattle Seahawks in Week 1. Initially looking on the defensive side of the ball, right now the Seattle Seahawks are transitioning to an offense more similar to Kyle Shanahan's, as their offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak actually learned under Kyle Shanahan a couple of years ago. In other words, they're going to be looking to run early and often on San Francisco's defense. So Saleh needs to make sure San Francisco's subpar defense in this aspect last year is up to standards, and that's why they made additions like Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins in the first 2 rounds. So in my opinion, the first thing Saleh needs to make sure he can do is neutralize Seattle's run game, because if he's not able to stop Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet throughout the game, Sam Darnold's going to be able to play action San Francisco's defense to death, and overall, it's just going to be a long day for the team. So to start out, San Francisco needs to make sure they can set firm edges, especially players like Mykel Williams, who was really drafted for that specific purpose. And at the defensive tackle spot, players like Leah Davis, Alfred Collins, and even the 4th round pick CJ West need to prove they can anchor against double teams and keep the linebackers clean. And if the linebackers are kept clean, as well as the safeties, they need to float to the ball every single play. And unlike last year, I'm looking to see how they're moving towards the ball. Are they just reckless and not really looking for any cutback lanes, or are they flowing to the ball under control and then breaking down in the open space and making the secure tackle? Another thing Saleh can do to slow down the run is load the box early and often throughout the game. One thing you can do, for instance, is bring in another defensive lineman, which does make it a lot more challenging in Kyle Shanahan's system, or even another linebacker like Nick Martin, who really showed out against the run during this preseason, could be beneficial. And since Seattle is starting a rookie offensive lineman on the interior of the offensive line, I wouldn't be surprised to see Saleh get a little bit creative with the way he blitzes, sends stunts, and really just tries to confuse Zabel. Now though, moving on to San Francisco's second key strategy for winning this game, they need to make sure they can stop the play action pass, as 30% of Kubiak's play calls in 2024 were play action calls. To do this, I think San Francisco's defensive line once again will be a key part of their success, specifically their ability to set the edge and make it so Sam Darnold can't roll out of the pocket on these play actions. Meanwhile, San Francisco's secondary needs to be quick to respond to the run, but not too quick to be drawn up into the play action. So throughout this game in zone coverage, look towards his safeties and linebackers and see if they're getting drawn up on these play actions and leaving their zones, which will allow Sam Darnold to throw right into those open zones. But if San Francisco is able to somehow stop both the run and play action game for Seattle, then a lot of pressure will be put onto Sam Darnold's arm. And at that point, I'm looking to see how Robert Saleh pressures him, because last year during his playoff game, he was pressured 26 times, sacked 9 times, threw an interception, and had an abysmal quarterback rating of just 77.6. And honestly, this isn't like some type of glitch in the matrix. This seems to be who Sam Darnold is. If you're able to get inside his head, pressure him, send fake pressures, drop off those pressures, and really make it so he can't read your defense extremely effectively, I guess you could say he's going to be seeing ghosts throughout the game. So throughout this game, don't be surprised to see Robert Saleh get extremely creative with his blitzes, especially on 3rd down. I'm expecting to potentially see the cornerback, nickelback, and even safety come on blitzes throughout this game. And that's why this is my 3rd key strategy for victory for San Francisco heading into this game. Now though, I want to move on to the offensive side of the ball, since mainly we have been focusing on the defense so far. And like Seattle, San Francisco's 4th key strategy for victory is establishing the running game, even if Christian McCaffrey isn't out there as he's listed as questionable. And I think they can do this with a player like B-Rob, who has really shown his ability as a power back in this league. And even if Christian McCaffrey is healthy and looks fine out there, I would like to see Kyle Shanahan rotate his backs to keep him healthy throughout the season. The final key strategy for San Francisco beating Seattle, in my opinion, is eliminating their turnovers. Specifically, Brock Purdy needs to make sure he's not trying to do too much, takes what's there, and even make some plays to George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall throughout this game. And even though a lot of people don't think about the special team side of the ball, for the 6th and bonus point in this video, Brant Boyer's special teams unit needs to look a lot more revamped than last year. Specifically, Jake Moody needs to make kicks when he comes on the field. If not, San Francisco needs a new kicker, and soon. But ultimately, these are just some of my key strategies for San Francisco's victory over the Seattle Seahawks Week 1, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. How do you think San Francisco beats them? Is it going to be pressuring Sam Darnold a ton? Or do you think they're just going to be using a 4-man rush? It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video, if you could go ahead and like and subscribe. It truly helps out the channel a ton, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.